Hi everyone, this is Abra. Welcome to Abra Knowledge channel. Today we're gonna discuss story number 25. So I have given a theme called "Story Let Your Light Shine." What I mean by light here is your imagination, your thought process can get provoked. Let's talk about. I have taken from the very same book called Arabic Story for Language Learner by Hezibros and Lufti Mansoor. As I said in my previous video, which also I happen to take from the very same book, the references. This is the one of the nice book. You can read it when you are wanted to enrich the vocabulary, enrich the language, and grasp the language. I think this is the wonderful book. And basically what I'm going to cover today is diplomat, so how important, and also have picked up seven funny stories which shows that how sharply we can give an answer without hurting anyone's sentiment, without hurting anyone feeling. So I just framed up the question tag called "Isn't good to be diplomatic?" So I will use the pointer. Isn't good to be diplomatic? The answer is yes. The person who is diplomatic, it shows that he or she is always good. In the civilized society, within the successful person, and diplomacy treat as a good behavior. He or she can deal with others, can achieve the peaceful resolution, and facilitate a discussion. A person who doesn't side in a fight, but instead help to resolve the differences, can deal the sensitivity to matter, can deal the sensitivity person people in very well. That's what the diplomat is all about. Take another side, the flip side, the side of the sarcasm or sarcastic. So I would say yes and no. Yes, I mean we'll talk about no first. It derives from the Greek word called tearing of the flesh, meaning like you're just I mean you're just hurting someone's skins or someone's feelings. Not a good humor. That's why someone say something sarcastic to you, you don't feel good, you don't feel comfortable. It is unsettling, and it's like criticism. This is and passive criticism. And the other side, within that, the other side is, it also indicate that actually it can be a good health, it can pick the friends, it can be more, the person who is sarcastic is can be more creative, and it can de-escalate the situation, it can resolve the situation and all that. But actually the only noticeable thing we need to keep it is sarcastic is good when you are within the circle or below the circle. For example, when you have the same age group or something like that, and the person you know very well from the childhood, and you know that the person will not take the things personally, then you can be sarcastic. But generally speaking, sarcastic is something which will hurt someone feeling. So in this in this video, we're going to talk about seven interesting stories, which is sense great sense of humor, and also has a great message, also has it in it. So the story number one is about the Juha. Here the Juha is known, the person name, and the police office, and Juha and the thief, and the child and the grocer. Third story. Fourth story is Beethoven and the princess. Beethoven meaning like the person who doesn't have a constant place, or the person is from the forest, or the person is migrating constantly, doesn't have a constant house. Okay, man and the fish man. So this is also a nice one. So you might have well-known story about fish is sold here. We're going to talk about that. And the sixth one is the intelligent boy and the caliph. Caliph meaning like the leader who is in charge of a society or in charge of a particular nation. The king and the miller. The seventh story is all about the king and the miller. Let's get started. So the first story is all about Juha and the police officer. Juha left his house. The story goes like this. Juha left his house in the middle of the night and was walking the street when a police officer encountered him and asked him, "What are you doing in the street in the middle of the night?" Juha replied, "My sleep ran away and I am looking for it." So look at this sharp response, how Juha has responded. So let's go to the second story. It is also from Juha. Juha sensed that there was a thief in his house one night. So he went to his bedroom closet and hid in it. So he just hid himself. The thief was looking for something to steal, but couldn't find anything. When he saw that the closet he opened, there was a Juha inside, and the thief was frightened. But he took the courage and said, "What are you doing here, old man?" To that, Johar replied that, "I'm sorry, sir, but I knew that you wouldn't find anything worth stealing. For that, I was ashamed and hid out of embarrassment." So this is also a good and sharp and good response. So story number 3, the child and the grocer. A boy went to the grocery store to buy 60 dirham. Like it's money exchange. Like in India, when we say rupees, in Saudi they say dirham, 60 dirham worth of dates. The grocer gave him a dates but reduced the weight. The boy said, "Why are these dates lighter?" The grocer replied, "To make it easier for you to carry it." He asked for the money, and the boy paid him 50 dirham. Instead of 60 dirham, he paid 50 dirham. The grocer said, the, the price of the date is 60 dirham. Why did you pay less? The boy replied, "To make it easier for you to count the money." So he used this situation to say that to make it easier for you to carry it. So now he said, the boy, when it comes to his turn, he said, to make it easier for you to count the money. So it is also one interesting thing. So let's go to the story number 4, an appropriate answer. A Bedouin entered the place of one of the princes. He saw the prince sitting and all the notable around him. He greeted the prince, saying, "Peace be upon you, O prince." He asked him, "How are you, O prince?" The prince answered, "As you like." The Bedouin said, "If it was as I like, I would have been there in your place and would be in my place." The prince and the dignitaries laughed. What a sharp response. Story number 5. Story about fish is sold here, very famous one. It is also being quoted in various books as well. A man opened a fish shop, and above the door of the store, he hung a small panel on which he wrote, "Fish is sold here." A customer came and said to him, "Why did you write the word here? Aren't the fish sold in any other places?" So I think here, no need to mention it. I think it is anonymous that it is being sold here. So he deleted the word here. Then another customer came and who said that there is no need for the word called sold, since it is a people understand that you don't give the fish away for free. So he deleted the word sold. Then came another man and said there is no need for the word called fish, since people can see it, can smell it, so no need word. So he took down the panel as well. So first here was removed, then sold was removed, and fish was removed. So this is also an interesting story. Story number 6, the intelligent boy and the caliph. Ahmad was a smart boy from a poor family. All people, elders, men, women, liked him for his acumen and intelligence. His name became famous, and word of him reached the Caliph Harun Rashid. He ordered that Ahmad be brought to his palace in Baghdad. In the welcoming hall, in the presence of his minister, he turned to him and asked, "What do you want me to give you?" So he said, "I want you to give me your advice and your knowledge, how I can become wise like you," Ahmad said. The young boy said. The Caliph smiled and ordered to be brought rings made of gold and rings made of silver. Put them in front of the boy and said to him, "What is the thing that you like the most? Choose whatever you want." The Khalif is the Khalif is what I like the most. But I will choose these rings. He put his hands on the golden rings. The Caliph laughed when he heard his wise answer. He gave him the rings and instructed the minister to take care of his education, his studies until he became a man. So, wonderful one. The last one, the king and the miller. The king visited a wheat mill that belongs to an old miller. He saw the donkey that turned the grindstone to grind the wheat, and noticed that the miller put the string of bell around the donkey neck. The donkey was moving and the bell were ringing with a beautiful sound. The king asked the miller, "Why did you attach a string of bells around the donkey's neck?" Sometime when I feel tired, this is the reply given by the miller. Sometime when I feel tired, I close my eyes, and if the bells stop making noise, I know that the donkey has stopped moving, the miller said. And the donkey stops and begins to toss his head and back and forth. Don't the bell sounds? That's what they asked the king. If the donkey stops, let's say the donkey doesn't work and begins the toss his head, just literally toss his head back and forth, doesn't don't the bell sound? Asked the king. The miller answered him, smiling, where would the donkey get the mind of a king? Very wonderful. So in these seven stories, this quickly wanted to show it. We talked about the story of the story of, the Joha and the policeman, how sharply he gave answer that when he was caught up with the police, he said, "I'm looking for a sleep," and which I'm looking for a sleep. So Joha and the thief, like, he didn't have anything, and when the thief himself asked that what you're looking for, he said, like, I don't have anything worth giving you, and I feel ashamed that you will not you I'm sure that you would not find anything. That's the reason I had myself. The third story, the child and the grocer. The grocery man, he just reduced the weight, and instead of giving 60 dirham, he gave 50 dirham. So the grocery man said that just to carry the less weight, I made it. The boy instantly replied, just to make that count easier for you, I give 10 dirham less. An appropriate answer. This is the Beethoven one. So it says, like, actually, what even how are you? He says that even if I would have been there in a place. I mean, it says like it was I. It was, he said, like, literally, like, as you like. So if it says like if I was as I like, I would have been there in your place and you would be there in my place. So very sharp answer. Fish is sold here, and there was a fishman who was selling the fish, and then sold. I mean, here was removed, sold was removed, and following the entire panel was removed. And the intelligent boy and the caliph, how he gave that, actually, like, he been given two offers. One is the gold ring and one is silver. But actually, he chose gold. But before that, he said that the Khalif is the one which I like the most. And then he gave the next preference, like gold. That is a nice one. And the king and the miller. So the donkey, the donkey and the miller just tie up, the bell around the donkey's neck, just to make sure that actually donkeys keep working. So maybe the king asked, like maybe the donkey might be pretending, or just he can just back and forth. He can just move that head, actually, but still it can make the sound. So then the farmer said, like, wait, the donkey is donkey. He will not get the ideas like a king. So that's the message. And the last reflection which I wanted to share is, being diplomatic is a great attribute. That's the reason I opened up my discussion saying, like, one, we have a sarcastic, one we have being diplomatic. Sarcastic is most of the time, actually, though people to give you respect, to respect your age or something, they might not say, but actually they might get hurt internally. So I think being diplomatic is good. I know it makes sure that the person doesn't get hurt, or doesn't get his hurt his feeling. Be always mindful of what you say and how you say it, because the words are, like, very, very powerful. So always be mindful, and always aware of others feeling. So thank you so much. That's it I have today. And it was and again, once again, I would like to thanks everyone for supporting me and my channel. And if you wanted to catch up more things, please do like, share and subscribe Abrar Knowledge. Thank you so much. Have a nice day ahead.